Good morning, everyone. Here we go with today's pattern. I'm at pattern-collections.com, which is where you will find me to find the patterns of the day. Pardon me. Watch later. Okay. I'm going to do the one called Heartful. I thought I'd done this one before, but maybe I just had drawn it in some of my personal art. But anyway, it's an easy one to do. Super easy. I'm just going to do it on a small tile today. And step number one is to do this teardrop shape. And step number two is to do another, like a half a teardrop next to it, like that. That creates your heart. Sorry about the glare. Trying really hard to hold my phone just right so you don't see the glare. And then we're going to put like stripes in there and shade it. And there's a whole big bunch of them all kind of jumbled together in that sample pattern with a bunch of other things. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. Perhaps, I don't know. Haven't decided. I'm going to turn on my light. That's what I'm going to do. And I just chose this one of the smaller tiles. I think it's like 2.5 by 2.5. I'm going to give myself a little border to give me some space away from my edge. I am sorry about the dog that's barking next door. Apparently it's decided that it's going to chit chat with us today, and I've got my windows open because it's a beautiful day outside. It is 69 out there and just delightful. So I really don't want to close myself up, but I may have to because it's a lot louder than I thought it was going to be. Okay, I'm just going to start with one, and I'm going to, well, actually I'm going to decide. Do I want them just sort of a jumble, the way the sample shows, or do I want to be a little more thoughtful with them? Thinking maybe I'll be more thoughtful with them and do them kind of going out this way. I was thinking of putting the tip. It would look different if you have the tip in here and have the hearts going this way, or if you have the tip out here and have them going this way. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go outward rather than inward. Just kind of thinking. You can tell. My gears are turning. Just kind of doing that in my mind. Do I want them to go inward or outward? Okay, so there's that. Let me turn it over and play with, you see I've already played with the back side of this paper. Let me play with them going the other way. Actually, I'm feeling this way. Okay. That's what I'm going to do. And yes, you guys see my entire process. I don't, let me get my light. Something is not quite right with my situation here. Something has moved. You know, I don't plan out ahead because I want you guys to see the whole process, including the thought process. And if you guys don't like the thought process portion, just, you know, move on by, skip over that part. It's okay, I don't mind. So I'm going to put a teardrop here. like that. And I'm going to go ahead and put all my teardrops in first. Like that. See, they're all different sizes. It's okay. And then this part. Like that. And then we do the stripies. Follow that curve. Like that. And then we want them to match here, so come up. That. How you guys doing? Later today, I get to go to the dentist. My tooth wasn't as bad off as I thought it was going to be. It is salvageable, so I just need a crown, which is way better than having to have my tooth pulled, which is what I was afraid of. So I'm happy. Happy with that, that's for sure. Okay, one more. And then we'll look at it, stand back, and decide what else this tile needs. It needs something else that's a little plain, because all of these are just kind of plopped. Plop, plop, plop. Nothing's overlapping. And I like to have overlapping things on my tile. And so what I need to do then is decide if I'm going to put more of these guys in the back and like overlap them, or if I'm going to put something else. And a lot of you ask, you know, what patterns go with what. I think all the patterns go together as long as your composition is good, but you do have to think about things like, you know, having things overlap. So like, I don't like the, I made this really dark blob right there. It's the only one I did that in. Really? But I could probably kind of, quote, cover it up by having a dark element right next to it, or filling those in, those stripies in, or something. I can do something to make that a little less noticeable. What I'm going to do is I'm going to think about it with my pencil first, and I'm going to decide, do I want more of these little leafy shapes? Maybe. I might want more of these leafy shapes. That would be good, wouldn't it? I think so. Well, I think that will do that. Okay. So I'm just going to go back to erasing my pencil. But I am going to use my pencil to decide where these shapes are going to go. My main teardrop. It's going to be there, 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 and there, like that. And since I drew it in pencil, now I know where that half of that piece is going to go. And I can just draw the parts that I would see. I'm not going to see that, but I will see this. Like that for that one. And this one I will see a bit more of. This one, I'll see part of that. And coming down like that. And maybe a little in here. Like so. And then the other half. Coming that way. Like that. Okay, now I'm going to erase. All of my pencil lines. And just come in here and put my little stripes in again. Like that and like this. Okay, something like that. And then this one's got one that goes like this. And I may make, just so that they stand out from each other, I may go in and do striping on some of them. Otherwise you can't really see the top ones from the bottom ones. So I may do that. I had a memorial service I went to from my friend at church. You know, especially when it's somebody you haven't known for very long. I've only known him 4 or 5 years, something like that. So, you know, not exactly a close friend. You learn things about their past when you go to a memorial service that make you even more proud to know them as a friend. Have you ever had that happen? That was absolutely the case this time. Yeah, see, those have gotten all muddled and I can't find one from the other. So I think the behind ones are going to have some striping. And I'm going to play with something here real quick, because I want to investigate if I do my striping opposite, does that look funny? And what I mean by that is, if I color these in like this, going the opposite, does it look funny? Or should I do... See, these are the types of things I do, especially when I'm in my own journal, and I've decided to start showing you a lot of this, what I do in my own journal thought process. See how those look different? I think I like that better. Okay. That answered that question. Now I'm going to get myself a little bit bigger pen so it doesn't take forever to fill these in. And I'm going to find my ones that are behind. That would be this one. Anyway, what I was saying was that you find out things about the character of the person who passed from people who, you know, have known them their whole lives. And you become even more impressed with the person they are or were. I say are because his body may no longer be with us, but my personal belief is that your soul never dies, and that you are who you are, and you are that person forever. So, so he still is someone who grew up with diversity, with diversity? That's not the word I want. He had a hard life as a young person. Diversity is not the word I want. What the heck? Where did English go? Wow. I don't know where English went. There was an English word. Anyway, it's gone. The word's gone. Just is. It's gone. Wow. How can a word just go like that? Really? That's frustrating. Why was I given this particular moment? Perhaps to give myself some empathy for those who are struggling with Alzheimer's or dementia and are, know what they want to say but can't say it. Wow, that word is just not coming to me. And it's still not coming to me. Anyway, he had a tough life growing up, but he grew up to be such... He took that and turned it around and said, you know, I'm not going to be like... I'm not going to be like that as an adult. I'm going to rise up and be better. And he was, and I was very moved by that. I was also moved by the character of the whole family. They had four daughters. a set of twins, a single, and then one born with Down syndrome. And they wanted to make sure that the one born with Down syndrome, that there was somebody else in the family who was also differently abled. And so they chose to adopt so that she would have a sibling that was also having similar life experience to her. What a blessing. I mean, when you already have 4 kids, one with special needs, and to choose to bring another special needs child into your life so that your daughter could have someone just like her, that to me is just wow. Just wow, let me tell you. I don't know that I could be that strong to take on that challenge, but the family did. They have a beautiful family, and they're so supportive and loving of one another. Anyway, one of these days I'll remember that word. It'll come to me in a moment, probably while I'm sitting in the dentist's office. I'll all of a sudden remember the word that I was trying to think of. That's just kind of frustrating. Wow. Perhaps because we're going to go for Easter. You guys are going to be watching this way after Easter, but in a couple of days will be Easter Sunday, and we're going to go be visiting an elderly relative who is suffering from some dementia. It's coming, and maybe I'm just meant to have a little compassion and to be a little more patient, so that when she's speaking with us and things don't come to mind, that we don't get frustrated and impatient when she's speaking to me. That's highly possible. But that's the reason I am not finding that word. That's really interesting. Either that or I'm just getting old and just falling apart. That could be too. Can't fall apart yet. I have people to take care of. Okay. See? Now I can see them individually. That's cool. I like that. And then I'm going to do some shading in here. Some highlights. That would be great. Okay, I'm going to shade really dark right in here. And then I am going to shade around the edges here, but lighter. Not as dark as down the middle. Okay? Just a nice light one, and then a nice dark in the middle. My husband was going to do who knows what kind of projects today around the house. Probably outdoor finishing yard type projects, but he forgot he had jury duty today. And where we live, it's a one trial system, 1 day, 1 trial system. So if you're not on a trial, then you get dismissed. But as long as you have done your thing, you call the night before and find out if you need to be there in the morning. And then if you don't need to be there in the morning, sometimes they just dismiss your group and you're done, and that's it for the year. Sometimes you have to call back after lunch, at lunchtime, to see if your group is coming back after lunch. And that's what his assignment is for his jury group, is to call back after lunch and see if they have to go back at 12:30. He has to call after 11 and then be ready to go. So he can't get too dirty with his tasks for this morning. So rather than putting on work clothes and rummaging around in the dirt, he's cleaning the house. We're gonna have some folks over for Easter Sunday dinner, and so I came out here to draw and he went in the kitchen to wash the dishes. Thank you, sweetie. You're a love. And now I want to decide this one. Rather than doing stripes, I'm going to do the highlight on right in the middle of every single one, I think. Like that. It's almost too white. I probably should have gone with a different color. Maybe a yellow. Or even a pink would have been a little better for this tile, the color. But that's okay. Once it's on, it will be fine. And I can come back over with my blending stump and blend a little bit of that graphite over the top of the white to make it not quite so bright, which I think is what I'm going to do. But yeah, our jury system, I like that way of doing it, so that, you know, if you get called and you don't have to come in, then you're done for the year. If you do get called and you have to sit in the jury room, sometimes once you've been sitting there for a while, they'll call your group and say your group is dismissed because, you know, whatever has happened in the courtroom with the defendant, they've pled guilty or whatever. Come to a plea bargain and you're no longer needed. And then you go home and you're done. Or sometimes you get on a jury. But then once you've done that, then you're done. You don't have to sit there. My mom tells me stories of the way they did it in the county we grew up in most of my childhood, and that system was a 2-week system, every day for 2 weeks, no matter what, whether you got on a jury or not. So every single day for 2 weeks, you got up and you went to the jury room and you sat there and you waited to see if you were going to be called to be on a jury. And then if you did get on a jury, then it would be however long that case took. And if that case took only 1 or 2 days, then you went back to the jury room to sit and wait for the rest of your 2 weeks. And if that case was longer than 2 weeks, well, then of course, then you were done. But you had to serve a minimum of 2 weeks, and that was very disruptive to everybody. And a lot of people wouldn't serve. So this is actually better because you know you're only most of the time going to be out 1 day of work. So not so bad. What was this called? Heart something. Heartfelt? Heartful. There we go. Not too bad. Kind of quick and easy. And now you can see two different ways that you can style or embellish that particular tangle, that particular pattern. I think that came out good. Alright, you guys have a really great day. I will see you guys next week. I have chosen, let me get my book. I have chosen for next week, oh, where did it go? There it is. Next week is going to be Gem Week. All of the ones are gem based, and I have already done, there's videos on hold gem, nesting, and trilobite. Those three I have already done. So on Monday I'm going to do gem brace. On Wednesday I'm going to do leaf slide, and then on Friday I'm going to do opaly. And that's how that's going to go. Anyway, you guys have a really great day. I will see you next week. Go out and do something nice for someone today. Make the world a better place, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.